Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining the Diana Wright Show live. We welcome you from around the world and in the United States. My voice is much stronger this morning, so we thank you for joining us and hope, I'll let Dax do most of the talking so that I can still continue to rest my voice. But anyway, remember the words for this week: love and happiness. If you want to think of the Al Green song, that's okay too. But the theme and the thrust of the program is teaching you to love yourself and simply saying 3 little words to yourself every day. I love me. How easy is that? Love gives us hope. Love gives us and makes us believe. Love gives us joy. Love gives us happiness. Love gives us peace. And do you know that love actually makes you heal? Because if you're sick and you know the person taking care of you is truly loving you and caring for you, it makes you have hope to get better. Love makes you remember. How many of us only remember if our mothers and our fathers loved us? You want to forget if they hated you, or if they didn't like you, or if they gave you up. But you do always remember that they love you. Most of us don't forget what we had for dinner or what present we got from that person. But if you know that someone loves you, you will always remember that love from that person. So as we welcome Dax into the program this morning, because this is Wellness Wednesday, as we are beginning to call it, we hope that we can encourage you, inspire you to do what's good for your health. And I can see in my peripheral vision that Dax is playing with the camera. So I'm not going to go to him yet until he's settled down. But I just wanted you to keep it. Dax is like a little kid, you know. All right. So I have to go spank him into being quiet when I speak. Okay, so I'm going to welcome him into the program right now. Good morning, Dax. You're just like a little kid, you know that?
Good morning, Diana. Good morning to your viewers, your community.
Yes, my community.
Yes. You know, I must tell you, I consider myself a student of metaphysics.
Okay.
And when you talk about loving yourself, there are actually a set of laws, universal laws, that come right in line with that. You know?
Okay.
What most people don't realize is that whatever they're experiencing in life, they're creating it.
Okay.
You are creating the life you're living.
Amen.
And are doing it consciously, or it is subconsciously being done based on the choices that you're making that you're not even aware of. But you know.
Oops. Okay, Dax. So why did we lose that? Okay, as we get Dax.
No choice.
There you go. We're back.
Yeah, you have no choice but to be true to yourself. But you either are aware of that truth or you're just living that truth unconsciously.
Because I do believe too that the life you see when you close your eyes, the life you see for yourself is the life you actually receive.
Sure.
Yeah.
And if you pay attention to all the negatives in your life, what you do is in fact bring more negatives into your life.
Yeah. And we all have them. We all have them, because believe me, I come on and I speak positive, but I do have bad experiences every day. It's not like I don't, but I choose to kick them to the curb.
Absolutely. Nobody, the luckiest guy you can think of, trust me, they have their own set of problems, own set of issues. It's not that certain people have no problems, it's what you do
with the problems.
Challenges come along.
Amen. You know? Amen to that.
Starting with loving yourself is where all the answers will flow from. That if you are wondering, how can I be a better parent? If you're wondering, how can I make more money?
Right.
If you're wondering, how can I be more healthy? If you're wondering, how can I be a better Christian?
Ah.
First, the number one thing you need to do is love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And from the sense of self, what you're doing, you're honoring God.
Amen.
God is who gave you life. And if you're not appreciating the life that you have, how can you appreciate anything else?
That's true. That is so true. I'm telling you. Oh boy. Yes. So my words for this week is love and happiness, because I think if you love yourself and you have love, then happiness is easy. It really truly is easy. Yeah. All right, Dax. Wellness Wednesday. So let's get to it.
We're on it already. Yourself.
Yes.
We're gonna stay with the consciousness.
Okay.
Wellness.
Mm-hmm.
And wellness wellness is life.
Mm-hmm.
Wellness is love.
Yep.
Wellness is happiness.
Yeah.
Wellness is awareness of the self. So let us stay with the foundation that nothing else can happen until we start building the foundation from where? The foundation. What
Amen.
is the foundation? You, your heart.
Yeah.
We need to start living a heart-centered life rather than a head-centered life.
Mm-hmm.
We live in this world where the mind is constantly being manipulated by the media, the what we've been taught as far as our identity. You're not black or white or tall or short. That is just the tools, the vehicle that you're using to experience the true you, the true self is the love in your heart.
Okay.
So I want to really encourage people on this Wellness Wednesday is to really connect with yourself and understand that you are it. There is nothing else but you. And from that now flows all the power that, I tell this story about a beggar that's sitting on a box. And every day people pass and him begging and him begging and him don't have anything as far as he's concerned.
Mm-hmm.
And one day a little girl come to him and say, "What's in the box?" Him not even willing to look in the box. And she wouldn't stop. The girl harassing him and begging him and just to get rid of her. Him opened up the box and realized it was full of gold and treasure.
Wow.
And that is our lives. That we are the life. We are the gold and treasure inside ourselves. And we now need to stop looking for it to come. You're praying about it. You're praying for what you already have.
Yes.
You have the greatest gift you could ever want. You have life. And it's not until some people dead that they realize how good they had it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. When they're dying, they go, "Oh my God, I should have been more grateful for this and grateful for that."
You don't even have to die. Just get sick. Just lose your voice for one day.
And realize how good I have it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's interesting that you use the analogy of the box, because yesterday I was talking to people and I was saying to them, what you need to do every day is just imagine yourself with a box tied with a ribbon. Because I found some quotations that I had from a long time ago, because I've always been into this, right, kind of motivating people. And it says that every day is a gift. So if you pretend like you're opening a box, as you open that ribbon and you go into that box, what are you wanting to find in that box every single day? And I would like for you to find love, happiness, joy, peace, abundant health, and wealth every time you open that box. But if you don't actually see that you're getting that out of that box, you will never get it, because right, you are basically what you see. Your life is how you see it. Yep. Because I read this quote yesterday that I truly love. I've been saying this now for 30 years, I think. Dance like no one is watching. Love like you've never been hurt. Sing like no one is listening. Live like it's heaven on earth. And that's by William Pokey. And, you know, I just keep repeating it to myself a lot when I go through my trials and my tribulations, even yesterday, the day before, last Friday. You know, it's just one thing after another that happens to you, and you wonder, oh my God, please, no more, no more, no more. I'm saying, Jesus, you know, and that's simply how I behave. I mean, I get up this morning and I'm like crying out, Jesus, Jesus, I can take no more. You know, give me no more. Where did Dax disappear to?
Hold on, 1 second.
Yeah, so, you know, I'm just gonna, you know, remind people that when you open that box, I want and hope for you to find what you're looking for out of life in that box. And if you open it every day with a positive heart and a positive spirit, and just simply love in your heart for yourself, not just for yourself, but for your children, your significant other. And as you know, you create that life that you want, it's never going to be perfect, because we always seem to want something else more than what we have. But we're always willing to receive more than we are willing to give. So try to give love, give it away, and receive whatever love comes back to you. All right, so, you know, I just wanted to plug that in. And, okay, Dax, I know you wanted to comment on that quotation. Go ahead.
No. I mean, you know, the problem I have is that a lot of times we say, I remember for me it was going to church, and I grew up Anglican.
Same here. Same here.
And the Nicene Creed, you know, I know it. I would go to church. I believe in one God, Father Almighty, and I would know it. And one day I said, you know what? Let me really read this thing and understand what I'm saying.
What you're saying.
and it was some powerful stuff. It was powerful stuff.
It is.
But the problem I had is that I don't think that most people who were reading were even aware of what they were reading.
That's the whole thing.
They were repeating, and it became a habit, but they were not really living it.
Right.
And in the same way, you know, when you make that quote is a powerful quote,
Yes.
and the power in it is realizing that what other people think is not as important as what you think about yourself. And if you're working with your life from the point of view of trying to impress, please, or satisfy others' impression or demands on you, you're wasting your time and you're wasting your energy. Number one, you can never satisfy everybody.
Amen to that one.
Number two, you cannot satisfy yourself while trying to satisfy somebody else. If you satisfy yourself, you'll be surprised how many people realize the satisfaction that your life represents.
Right.
And turn, fall in line to be a part of your program. To use you as an example to live and be what they consider to be happiness and wellness. You know?
Okay. Welcome once again to the Diana Wright Show live online. My special guest on Wednesday, which is Wellness Wednesday, is Dax Dunn from RAD Wellness Center in Plantation, and we thank him so much for joining us. I'm going to shift now to my detox for the past 10 days. It's now finished on Monday. But of course, you still have to sustain the plan. So I'm going to start right here with this detox thing. Dax, how does the program help people to continue on this 4 ounce of meat? Because fasting for me is easy, because I do fasting through my church. Because I grew up Anglican, but my grandmother then became Seventh-day Adventist, so I switched into that. Then I went back to being non-denominational, yes, because I went to Church on the Rock in Jamaica. That was my church. Then I came here and I went to all different kinds of churches, okay? And then I ended up, of course, in the Seventh-day thing again. And now I'm kind of floating. I'm just, going to different churches and going to my own church in my own house, if you will. So fasting is easy, because I have come to know that fasting is good for you. Okay, whether you're on a detox or you're not, it's just good to, even once a week, take time and eat no food, just drink water, and you're not going to die. People believe if you don't eat for a day, you're going to die. You're not going to die, I promise you, you won't. How do you encourage people to stay on, say, 4 ounces of meat, 4 ounces of, you know, whatever they're supposed to be having?
No, we don't encourage that at all.
Okay.
That is only for the 21-day program.
Okay.
After the 21-day program, the goal is to do, I would say, about 5 fundamental things. Number one, pay attention to your breathing.
Okay, breathing.
By breathing deeply, you give your body the optimum chance of expelling carcinogens and toxins on a regular basis. So breathe deeply as often as possible. We all have to breathe. Just pay attention to it and do it the best as you can. For some people, they're on it. Every 15 minutes they're aware of it and they're addressing it and they're incorporating it. Some people, it may be once a day they sit down and they spend 5 minutes and just, you know, pay attention to the breath.
Right.
But do your best to do your deep breathing. Number one. Number two, water. You have to drink water. After the program, you will be able to determine whether you're thirsty or you're actually hungry. There are lots of people who are listening or watching this who, they don't know the difference. When they actually are thirsty, they think they're hungry, they go and eat, and it only exacerbates the problem because the body now needs more water in order to flush out the toxins for the food that they're eating. So they actually gain weight because they're really thirsty. So if they just drank more water, they would satisfy the hunger and actually lose weight. But it's not as simple when your body is toxic.
Okay.
After you've done the detox, clearly recognize when you're thirsty. You know, so that's number two. Number three is eating at the right times of day, supporting your body's natural ability to detox. So every morning from 4 a.m. to 12 noon, your body is in elimination mode. It wants to get rid of the toxins for the food that was broken down the night before or the day before.
Okay.
Number four, you want to pay attention to making sure you have a regular bowel movement. You want to be going to the bathroom regularly. Number five.
Okay, I don't know what you're doing there, Dax, but you're cutting. Go ahead. You're back.
To get at least half an hour of exercise in on a daily basis.
And that's hard for a lot of people.
Sure, but you know what? It's hard if you have the weight on, if your whole priorities are about getting to work and doing all of these other things and you're not focused on the self. But when you really bring the attention to the self now, you'll either wake up earlier, you'll either, you know, cut some of the TV time out, and instead of watching TV, go for a walk. You know, so when you start paying attention to yourself, you'll give yourself more time and more attention.
Okay, half an hour.
Number six, you know, sleep. You need to sleep. You need to get a full, 8 hours of sleep every night. It's very essential.
8 hours?
8 hours. 8 hours. If you can, if
8 hours.
You don't get it, but try and get it at least 2 or 3 times a week. You'll be surprised. You'll see the body adjust to that.
Okay. All right. I'll try.
Last one. Number 7. You started off with it, the fasting. And I want to be very specific about fasting. 1 day a week. The Bible said the Lord made the world in 6 days, and on the 7th day he rested. When you talk about resting on the Sabbath, we rest the kitchen, we rest the body, we rest the work, we rest the mind, we rest the slaves. So no, you can't make nobody will do the work for you. When you properly observing the Sabbath, you need to do nothing.
Absolutely nothing. So, okay, I'm not sure why I'm getting an echo here, but I'll work through it.
Any better?
No, something you did there kind of give us like an echo.
I'm reverberating.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's try to work through this.
Right.
I'm hearing myself back.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want me to dial in again?
No, just maybe your levels there are too high or something on your side. Go ahead. Okay, let's try this again. Alrighty. Well, this is live television, okay? This is how it works. Okay, that sounds better. All right, go ahead, Dax. Okay,
Yeah,
so
let me run through the list quickly. One,
okay.
One, breathing. 2, water. 3, bowl. Paying attention to eating at the right time. So you don't want to eat in the morning. Breakfast should only be fruits or vegetables. Afternoon, have your biggest meal, right? Number 4, get some exercise. Sorry, number 4 was pay attention to the elimination. You need to have a regular bowel movement. If you're not going, check yourself.
Okay.
Number 5, exercise. Number 6, get to sleep. You need to sleep every night. Number 7, you need to fast. 1 day a week, no food at all. And then once a month, you could do 2 or 3 days with little or no food. But the 1 day with just having purely water, you can't do the water alone. Maybe start with just juice, anything liquid for that 1 day.
Right.
But that's the best way to maintain optimum health and optimum wellness after you did a detox. But in general. But again, a lot of these things are much harder to do when your body is toxic. After you've done a cleanse, after your body has gotten into balance, then it becomes a lot easier to maintain the balance.
Okay, but the thing is that you're actually not hungry. So you kind of, well, for me, I have to be like forcing myself to make sure I eat something.
All right.
Because my husband is complaining that I look like I'm disappearing.
No.
And I haven't lost all the weight yet. That's the next thing I'm going to get to, because I still have like 4 pounds left to go. So while I'm trying to do that and they're going, you need to eat, it's like, it's discouraging.
Well, listen, you are hitting the nail on the head. That my biggest challenge is to try and help people to realize that they need to be in charge of their wellness. Your husband loves you. Your kids love you. Your mom loves you. The people around you care about you, but they're misinformed.
Not to mention my mother, she's like, what are you detoxing? You ain't got nothing to lose. What is your problem? She is at the phone. She chastised me enough that I go, okay, Mom, let's move to another conversation.
And this is worth spending the rest of the
show on.
Because unless listen, if you are feeling sick, Diana, then you need to stop the program and you need to check yourself. But if you are feeling good, you're not hungry, you're not feeling weak, and as far as the sore throat, I would say to you that is all part of the detox. Today's clearing up, it's getting better, and that's all a whole part of that process. Unfortunately,
yes. For me, does it affect a lot of people the same way, or doesn't it?
I get calls on the phone sometimes, so that's what ends up happening.
Oh, that's the reason I'm losing you. Okay, tell everyone they must not call you between 10:30 and 11:45 on a Wednesday and a Friday. Okay.
I put it on airplane mode.
Yes, you need to put it on Facebook.
Yes. But the point we're making about you having to be in charge of what's good and right for you, and be able to say, you know what, if I'm feeling sick, then you need to change something. But if you know that you're seeing the benefits and you're feeling the benefits, then you need to be able to communicate to these people around you to say, listen, I know you care about me. I am really paying attention to myself. I'm not starving myself. My body is actually allowing me to live off of the abnormal body fat. And as far as you not being hungry, That is the genius of the program. The program.
Oh, okay, I got you. Even when you're finished your tenure, because I'm finished the 10 days, and yes, I know I wasn't hungry, but now I'm still not. I mean, I was never a person who was a foodie anyway. When I'm hungry, I eat, and that's it. That's, you know.
The next 4 to 5 days is the thing. But again, your body is already very close to optimum health, optimum wellness. I mean, you know, you're not a obese person to begin with.
Okay.
But this program is not for only people who are 40 pounds, 50 pounds overweight. Anybody can get the benefits. But there are a ton of people who are 25, 15 pounds overweight that will see in a 21-day program A, significant weight loss, or B, a much improved relationship with food and water and the energy level, and just being able to control the appetite rather than feeling hungry constantly. I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. One of the challenges that a lot of people have is that they eat a meal and within 45 minutes, within half an hour, they feel peckish. It's a good sign that your body is in balance because you're not absorbing the food that you just ate.
Okay. I want to just point out some things that I have noticed. I don't know if all your clients notice that, but I have noticed that my thighs that tended to have like cellulite looks like it has less.
Absolutely.
My you know, the handles that you'd have at your back here, that's very difficult to lose, is now gone.
Right.
Even though I'm not at my optimum weight that I want for myself. I don't care about anybody else, because, you know, my husband and my daughter, they get on my case all the time, but I don't really care. I do my own thing, right? So, because people are saying, oh, you know, you look skinny and whatever, and blah, blah, blah. But it's how you feel in your clothes when you put them on. You don't want to have anything hanging anywhere or, you know, overhang or whatever, and you feel better within yourself,
right?
Which is the key. So I just want to point those things out, because as you had said initially before we started even doing this, that you don't have any flabs or whatever, and I can vouch for that. Not that I would have expected that, because I didn't have that much to lose, but it's just the way your body seems to shrink.
Right.
Even though the scale is not telling you what, because I wanted to beat the scale this morning. I was serious.
We use a term. We say pounds and inches, and don't abuse the scale.
Okay, I was about to beat the scale this morning because I'm going, what?
Pounds and inches. So for people who have 30, 15 pounds to lose, they're gonna see the pounds. For people, but even those people, they're going to see the inches. We actually weigh you and measure you,
right,
and show you over a 10-day period how your body actually loses the inches as well as you lose the pounds on the scale. But you know, we have a tendency to look at the scale too much and put too much emphasis on it. Use it. Use the scale. I'm not saying not to use it, but don't let it stress you out. Don't let the scale. You know, if you weigh yourself 10 times throughout the day, you'll get 10
different weights.
You should only weigh at one time for the day, and use that same time every day. But I will go on the scale in the night, and I will see the scale be 5 pounds higher than in the morning.
In the morning, yeah.
And the next morning, it's right back down to the 5 pounds less.
Yes, you know? Yeah. So how do you actually encourage your patients, though? Because I can imagine if you're, you know, 40, 50 pounds overweight, and you're doing all this stuff, and you're going to the scale and it's going 1 pound, half a pound, 0.2 pound. You are about to kill the scale and the program.
You know, it's funny. If we have and we don't have any patients. We have patience, but we don't have patience.
Yes.
we have clients that we take through this natural detox.
Right.
But the answer to your question is that on the program, the amazing thing is that the person who has 40 pounds to lose, they are motivated because every day they will see a pound, 2 pounds lost off the scale, and that is what gets them excited. So that's really how we keep them motivated, not because of my great voice and my great
That helps too. Okay, don't knock it. It helps. In the morning, it helps.
It's about you seeing results for yourself. And that is, you feel it. You feel it in your body, you see it in your clothes, and you see it on the scale. So, you know, of course we have people who get sidetracked and you know, when you're on the program and then your cousin died.
Ah.
Or you lost your job.
Okay.
Or your boyfriend and you had an argument. You know, things happen in life.
Okay.
But the beauty of the program is that when you deal with the situation and you want to come back, we're here. We'll adjust the program for you. So I don't know if I gave you some numbers the other day, but I would say about 20 to 25% of our clients, you know, do not complete the program. And that may sound like a high number, but guess what? 75 to 80% of those same clients 3 months later come back and enroll in the program, and we were able to pick up where we left off, because this is about a lifestyle.
Lifestyle change.
It's some kind of quick fix where you just take some drops and you drop the weight. No magic here.
Oh my God. I wanted to ask you a question. The raspberry ketones that's part of the program, is that the same thing that Dr. Oz normally talks about as some miraculous weight loss thing or something like that? Is that the same thing?
Dr. Oz talked about raspberry ketones, and he actually was promoting a tablet for
okay.
ketones.
Okay.
What we carry is a liquid raspberry ketones, which is 500% more bioavailable to the body. So it's not more. It's the same ketones, just that your body's ability to absorb it and put it to use in the body is 500 times more enhanced as a liquid than as a tablet. The tablets work, but the drops work much better.
Well, that's true, because they always say whatever liquid you put in your body gets to where you want it to go faster than anything you can take solid. So that's actually true. Well, our special guest inside the Diana Wright Show live this morning is Dax Dunn from Rad Wellness, and of course the website is rad, the number 4, the letter U.com, and the number 866-786-3617. There goes my peak in my voice. 866-786-3617. The number to call, Rad Wellness Center in Plantation. I'm going to ask you this now. Why wouldn't you, or why don't you consider having a place where people can come, if it's only for the first 3 days of the program, to be supervised and in a setting, controlled environment? I know that there's a cost to that, but I'm sure there's a clientele for that too. If it's just for the first 3 days, because I think those first 3 days seem to be when you're doing a lot of things that you're not actually accustomed to be doing, like having the bathroom become your address.
Well,
right. So, have you given any thought to something like that?
We have actually. You came to see me the other day, and that building is a perfect facility.
Yes.
A gym. We have a weight room. We have a massage and steam room area. So it really would be an ideal location. We considered getting a couple of apartments on one floor, and then having, you know, people stay there, 2-3 people, you know, each person having their own room.
Right.
And we would have a cook come in, prepare the food, do everything else. And the challenge is reaching that market. That absolutely exists.
Okay.
And we feel that let's focus on getting people the results at a price that most people can afford to engage in the process.
Right.
But you know, this is not a job. I am a businessman, but this is not about a business. This really is a lifestyle for me. So I practice yoga. We have a yoga class every Saturday morning, and anybody who is listening and wants to join us for yoga, Yoga is about breathing and
Right.
about allowing the breath to flow in the body. But I mention that because absolutely, I mean, I'm talking to hotels in Jamaica about partnering with them to do retreats where
Right.
we can keep people down to start the program to the first 3
Not
days.
just Jamaica, Dax, please. What about St. Croix and those places? People want to go someplace else. I don't want to go to Jamaica. I know I'm from Jamaica.
You know, but as I said, the fundamental thing is that all of those things are nice distractions, but it really is about incorporating it into your life.
Yes, okay.
So when you go to the resort and somebody cooking the food and you have 100 bathrooms available to you and everything is wonderful,
Yeah.
you have
To come back to your own house.
yes. So we say, look, let us build that first.
Right,
And,
okay.
you know, we're at that point where I am really excited about the fact that we have a tight program. It works. It
Yes,
works
it
well.
works.
Our clients get the results. And now, that's the next move. So we will keep you posted.
Okay.
When you can come in, spend the first
3 days. At least, the first 3 days are cool.
Yeah. But the price is gonna run easily.
Yeah.
A minimum of about $500 a day. So that would include all your food, everything else, massages,
Right.
and really a very pampered experience that would do more. Obviously it's not gonna be the same thing as what you get, when you just start the program doing it from home.
Right.
But the massage, the facials,
The yoga,
body really is important.
Yeah.
A lot of times we say, I want a massage. You can massage yourself. People feel uncomfortable feeling up themselves.
Okay, Dax. I know exactly what you're talking about because sometimes you have a pain in your neck, you get up with a crick neck, you better try massaging that thing yourself quickly.
Absolutely. But even reflexology, your foot.
Oh, yes. I have a book on reflexology, thank you very much. I used to use it on my... Yes, I'm very much into that.
You take your shower, you sit down, you dry yourself off. Sit down for 5 minutes on the bed. Put your foot... No, some people can't get the foot up, Hey, if you get the foot up, right? See if my foot kick it over a while ago. Get your foot up. Start massaging. And just anytime you find out a place that it's hurting, that means there is some stiffness, not in the foot. It actually, reflexology is a reflection of the body. So when you find a place where on your toes where you're feeling pain in the joint, hold on to it, give it a little pressure, rub it out slowly, and you'll find that somewhere else in the body you're giving yourself relief. So
that
you
is
don't
true.
need to spend thousands of dollars. Nothing wrong with a massage, nothing wrong with somebody rubbing your foot. But take it yourself.
You can't do it yourself. No, and reflexology, though, is something, I'm glad you brought that up because it's something I'm really into, and I think that people really need to look into it because it's very good for you and good for your kids, especially your children when they're growing up, to relax them and, make them sleep well and that kind of stuff. It's really very good. Okay, I want to...
All part of loving yourself.
Oh, exactly. Dax just make me laugh every time. Okay, all right. Okay, why when I go on a regular fast, I am not necessarily losing the weight as quickly as your products let me do? Is that because of the whatever makeup of that particular product, or because when I go on a fast, I'm just really drinking water or juice?
Right.
But I find that with the products, it seems to give you that boost. Is that because of what's in it?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you the secret.
Okay.
The secret is your lymphatic system. And this is your lymph nodes, your gallbladder, your kidney, your tonsils, your adenoids, your the appendix. There's a whole system that the medical establishment, they don't understand it. They have literally
Giving up, it seems. No, they're not giving up, but they let you know that they don't really know it.
So what happens is that these herbs and supplements are only simply allowing the body to release the toxins in those areas. So it's nothing miraculous about the product. It's miraculous about the body under the proper circumstances to trigger the release of these toxins. And our product, but more importantly, our program is specifically designed because of not one thing, but a combination of all the aspects of the program results in the thing. That we're looking for that one miracle product.
Yes, everybody is.
We always be disappointed that, you know, there's no one thing. It is about a combination of things. It's about incorporating wellness as a lifestyle and experiencing the results.
Okay, I want to talk about a few things that I notice are not on the plan, like say black pepper, because I truly don't use a lot of black pepper, and I know instead I was just wondering why it's not on the program as a when you give that your seasoning thing.
There's black pepper and salt are there.
It's so there. Okay.
We promote cayenne pepper.
Yes, cayenne pepper is what I normally use. So I just wondered because I know I have a friend who had cancer, and one of the things that she was taken off of was black pepper and Kool-Aid. Those are two things that her doctor told her immediately, just cut it out of your diet. So I just wondered, but I guess I must have missed that on the on the seasoning part of the sheet.
So let me just make a comment about the black pepper and the Kool-Aid. That the black pepper, some people think that black pepper actually creates prostate problems and it creates a blockage in the body. Part of this is because again some of those things we're overly exposed to it. So we have from we're a child, black pepper, even the salt.
Yeah.
So it's not that black pepper itself is bad. It's that constantly using it on everything, it builds up in the body to toxic levels.
Okay, yeah, because her doctor did say to her it's carcinogenic, so she actually stopped using it. Kale, I noticed, was not on there. I'm a lover of kale. Is there a reason why you left it off?
No, man, kale is there.
Well, it's not on my paper. Unless I'm blind. I should put you up here now and go get the paper and let you speak.
Kale is good. But yeah, kale is good. No, let me tell you what's not on there that a lot of people would miss.
Pork. Pork.
No. We know why that's not there. We're not even going to get into that.
Okay, we're not going to get into the pork subject. No jerk pork. I'm sorry.
No. The carrots, though, are not there. Corn is not there.
Right.
Beans are not there. Carrot and corn, and they tend to be starchy.
Okay.
Corn is very difficult for the body to digest. Carrots happen to be high in sugar, but in general, we like carrots are great. Nothing wrong with carrots in your regular life.
Okay.
On the fruits, we don't have any pineapple, we don't have any mangoes, we don't have any bananas.
Right.
And again, the mangoes and the pineapple are high in sugar. The bananas tend to be digested a little bit differently, and they interfere with the detox. But in general, nothing wrong with bananas, nothing wrong with pineapples, nothing wrong with mangoes, again, in season.
Okay, so plantains would go, I guess, with bananas.
Yes.
Plantains would be one. Turkey, am I missing that? Or
no, turkey used to be there, but we saw that people didn't lose. They would eat the turkey. Turkey tends to be one of those foods that is highly processed. They grow a lot. They have a lot of turkeys around for Thanksgiving, and then they don't get rid of everything, and what's left is used in these lunch meats and these highly nitrate-rich foods.
Right.
So most people buy turkey sliced or turkey processed from the deli, and we see that on the program. It doesn't. It doesn't help you with the detox.
Okay, but if you're off because I only like turkey wings. That's it. I mean, I'm not a turkey fan. Period. I like turkey wings. That's what I like. But
And that's fine. Turkey wings are fine. Turkey in general is fine. Even again, you know, is the goal to be perfect? And just, you know, in you know, just so restricted in your diet and your lifestyle that no, the goal is to be balanced, to be able to eat the things that you want to eat, but be as healthy as you can be, and that's the balance that we want to work towards. What I'm seeing a lot more of is this a feast fast attitude that I actually encourage. So the idea is that
you feast one day and fast for two.
Yeah, there you go. That basically, you know, eat what you want to eat. You know, probably say on a Friday evening, and then give your body a break Saturday, and then have a nice Sunday dinner, and then watch what you eat throughout the week. You know, and then maybe on Thursday, Friday, say, you know what, I want pizza. I want the things that I love and I enjoy. Have them, but give your body a chance to digest them and eliminate them and enjoy health.
Okay, well, I'm glad you segued into that because I have a list here for you. And oh my goodness, that's a perfect segue. My special guest inside the Diana Wright Show this morning, Dax Dunn from Rad Wellness Center in Plantation. And you can check him out on rad4u.com. That's rad, the number 4, the letter u.com. And you can give them a call at 866-786-3617. That's 866-786-3617. And we welcome you from around the world and in the United States. Our words for this week is love and happiness. And I told you all that love gives. You cannot do without it. We all want it. We all need it, but some of us do some crazy things to get it, and we don't need to do that. We just simply need to love ourselves and stay loving ourselves, and what we want from love will come to us in a natural form. Okay, Dax, I read this article online. I almost thought it was April Fool's joke, but anyway, I'll tell it to you anyway. Foods you should never, and they said never, eat. Okay? Swordfish. And I'm going to go down the list. All right, you want me to go through it one by one? What would you like?
Just keep going.
Okay. Non-organic strawberries. So you know what I did with my crazy self? I ran to the phone, called Costco, and said, the strawberries that I bought, are they organic? The guy says, that's a good question. So he went and he checked. He came back. He said, oh my God, let me check the frozen ones. He said, sorry to disappoint you, they're not. Okay. All right. So, diet soda. Anything, listen to this one, anything from McDonald's. And they prefaced it by saying, McDonald's deals with a lot of factory, farming, and industrial foods. Next one, canned tomatoes, of course, because of the resin lining of the can and the BPA. Bread. Wheat is nothing like we had when we were growing up. So don't be fooled. The wheat you're eating now is not real wheat. Industrially produced hamburgers. I kind of wondered how I'd figure that one out. Even though when I want hamburgers, I just get Lloyd. He makes the best hamburgers. I get him to go buy the meat and put it on the grill himself, and do it for us. Corn, of course, you talk about that all the time. White chocolate, they say, is a blank. It has a blank health profile. Artificial sweeteners. Now, I love that one because it's just as bad for weight as if you feel like having some sugar. Jesus, have the right sugar, the natural sugar. Don't go for the sweeteners, they say. Sprouts, which is something that I researched and it's fantastic for your eyes. They say don't eat it. It's not worth the trouble. It is 40% of outbreaks of foodborne illnesses over the past 20 years came from sprouts because of Salmonella, E. coli, and Listeria. Butter flavored microwave popcorn. Okay, they talk about directil or diarectil that comes from the burnt butter or the heated butter. And food dyes, of course, you know, there's a lot of parents fighting the cereal companies right now about food dyes. And the final one is chain restaurant ice cream sundaes. I didn't even know there was such a thing as chain restaurant ice cream sundaes. That means they make their own sundaes in chain restaurant. I had no idea. Okay, which one you want to take on first?
All right, I'm going to take on all of them.
Okay.
The reason, the rationale behind that entire list is because all of those products need a certain significant amount of preservatives in order for them to have any kind of shelf life. So let's take the ice cream. I have
no, Dax. It's the chain restaurant ice cream sundaes. They're not taking on ice cream per se.
No.
Okay.
Chain restaurant.
Because you know I love ice cream, so don't you be taking on no gelato and ice cream now.
No. The smoothies, the ice cream sundaes, what they talk about is that in those machines that the soft serve ice cream is what they're talking about.
Okay.
So just think about it. Those machines are sitting with whatever is in it for they have 10 different flavors.
Yes.
Who is gonna eat every single flavor every day? They have the top sellers, the top 3, but the other 7 sit in that machine. Sometimes months go by before it finish, and they replace it.
Wow.
And it's a business, so what they have to do is treat those foods with things to cause it not to break down. And what they do, they denature the food. They take the things in the natural things in the food. So even so the sprouts. The point they're making is good about the sprouts, but what you need to do is grow your own sprouts. You can take the mung bean, you soak it in water, then you put it in a strainer or a colander, and it actually sprouts itself. So you should do your own sprouts.
Okay.
The ice cream, the ice cream that's frozen in the supermarket, the different brands. I actually think the Häagen-Dazs is probably a decent brand.
They actually say you should make your own ice cream at home. Invest in a machine that makes ice cream. That's what they said. And because they said all you need sugar, milk, and vanilla. That's it. Done.
Right. No, the artificial sweeteners and the sodas are the worst, because it's not just about not getting a sweetener. There is scientific research that shows those products actually have detrimental effect on brain function, on human development, especially with kids. It's linked to ADD and other things like that. So I would be very, very careful about the artificial sweeteners, and they actually trigger a very different response in the body. So in terms of the strawberries tend to go bad quickly. So
they actually stress non-organic. I mean, but to me, organic strawberries, they always look so wimpy, when you go to the store.
And that's it. So what have they done to make those?
They make it look so pretty.
Look so pretty. And as I said, I actually do a lot of frozen stuff, because my research shows me that, with the vegetables that grow on these farms, what happens is that from the actual farm to being frozen, sometimes it's as short as 4 hours.
Yeah.
So they lock in the nutrient with the frozen stuff. Obviously, it would be nice to get fresh, but how fresh can it be if it grew on a farm in Iowa and then it had to get to Florida? Even if they shipped it out the same day, it's very unlikely that by the time it gets to your table, at least a week has passed, if you're lucky. And then, we know that there are other, things that interfere with that whole process. So it's very unlikely that unless you can go to the farm and buy the stuff, that you're going to get as fresh as you'd like to get. So the frozen is an alternative that I would encourage people to consider. But look at the brand. Not all brands are the same.
True.
You want to look at brands who are committed to not using the GMOs, the genetically modified, not using too many preservatives, and are committed to producing a fresh product and bringing it to market. Okay,
so frozen is good. I love frozen because I know for a lot of people too, it's convenient for frozen because, mothers who work and fathers who work and come home, sometimes you just don't have that time to go, because fresh food is wonderful, but it spoils so quickly, and you do waste a lot of money buying fresh foods. So what I do, if I buy a lot of strawberries or something, I will normally wash them and then take the heads off, cut them in smaller pieces and put them in the freezer. And that's my fresh. Okay, so
Costco is one of the places that I have realized for me it don't work. Meaning the amount of
the quantity, yes,
quantity does. I don't have that those people to feed. But now, what I would say to you though is, at Costco, look for the frozen strawberries. You save yourself a lot of work. It's already cut, it's already frozen. It probably is even fresher than what you buy and then actually cut and freeze yourself.
Yeah.
And it probably is even cheaper.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, well, diet sodas, I'm sure. They actually showed a kid drinking the diet soda in the article. And I thought, who makes their kid drink diet soda?
And the aspartame go hand in hand. The artificial sugars and the diet sodas are all in the same. Any diet product has these artificial sweeteners. The only one I am comfortable with is stevia.
Okay, stevia.
A more natural product. It's actually a plant, and it's from the leaf that gets the sweetness.
Okay, they mentioned bread. And I don't think I'm a great eater of bread. When I go to a restaurant and they have fantastic bread, I'll eat some bread. Or I'll buy the whole grain bread from Costco. And I buy Ezekiel bread. I used to just let my daughter eat that alone because she's allergic to corn, so she can't eat anything. And most of those whole grain breads that you buy do have corn in it, or some kind of corn. Okay? So Ezekiel bread versus whole grain bread. What are your thoughts on that?
Night and day, no comparison. Ezekiel bread is literally eating vegetables. It's a whole grain. It's a live grain. There's nothing that compares to it as far as a wholesome natural product.
Right.
In the bread conversation, though, I agree with the article. What we are considering to be wheat and bread today has nothing to do with what is bread and wheat that was around 20 years ago. In the last 10 to 15 years, it has become completely transformed into a very dangerous and toxic substance. The gluten levels in these modern day wheats are way too high, and definitely very difficult for most people to digest or get any benefit from. But more than that, bleached flour is so full of preservatives. It has such a lot. As I said, the whole goal is the shelf life. I don't believe that there's any company out there sitting down intentionally trying to deliver a toxic product. What they want is to give the product a longer shelf life and have it be a more economically viable product. But sometimes that is at the expense of the nutritional value and the overall health benefits. So I strongly encourage, I agree, none of the breads. Ezekiel bread is probably the only bread I would encourage, and some of the whole grain breads, but you have to be really careful. What we see, the Wonder Bread, the whole grain Wonder Bread, not.
No, not whole grain Wonder Bread.
No. Because, it's just a lot. Even take, for example, we're talking sugar. White sugar, we say don't eat white sugar. But a lot of the brown sugar, all I do is add back the caramel color.
Oh, no, don't tell me that, Dax.
No. Look, if you look for the one, it's a cane.
Yes, cane sugar. Yeah, that's what I buy.
With that one.
Okay.
Fine.
Thank you.
Because that is really white sugar with caramel coloring added to it.
Oh, okay. So we got to be careful. That's the thing, I guess. People are lazy to read labels, and you really need to read the labels. Because when I heard whole grain, I thought wonderful, until I read the ingredients, and it has corn in it. So boom, my daughter can't eat it. So yeah, it's important.
Even when you're talking about reading labels, I read something a couple of months ago that olive oil is the most I don't what's the word you'd use, that it's not pure, that there are a lot of companies who sell a bottle with a label that says
extra virgin,
cold pressed olive oil. There are a lot it's hard to detect what is real and what is not. The olive oil has such a strong flavor that if you add canola oil or you add some other cheaper oil to it, you can't tell the difference. It still has the same color, it still has the same taste, but it's a totally different product than pure olive oil. So just be careful. If it seems the price is too good, olive oil, it probably is not a good product, and you might be better off, looking at something a little bit with a better brand and a trusted label.
Well, all I can tell people is that olive oil is quite expensive, and the only real olive oil is when you go to Italy, Greece, some of those countries that actually have olive plants. That's where you get, because the olive oil that you taste in Italy tastes nothing like the olive oil that you taste in the U.S. I can tell you that. But when you go to places like TJ Maxx and you see them have olive oil there and it's from Italy and whatever, it's normally expensive, but that's real olive oil. You got to pay for it, okay? The olive oil that you get in abundance in a big old bottle, sometimes, no, it's not really. So, you have to read the label. If it says it came from Italy, that's the one to buy. I can tell you that, and make sure it's actually true, because I don't know, everything seems so crooked, and why is it that people just don't be honest? My God, it's so much easier to be honest, I think. All right.
From Cain and Abel, it's our human.
Yes. Oh, you missed that. My conversation yesterday about that, because I sat all weekend because I had no voice. I watched the Bible and that miniseries, and yes, I went to Orlando to, the TBN thing in Orlando. But my goodness, this was so hard for me because the violence was ever present. And I thought to myself, wow, this is the reason why when you have things going on in your life, you're saying, why are people so wicked? They've been wicked from day one. And my mom always tells me, well, she calls me Opal, nothing is new under the sun, okay?
Absolutely.
And she is so correct. And I've read the Bible through like 3 times. And watching this series, well, they said if you watch Passion of the Christ, which I didn't, I'm going, okay, so why am I expecting people to be different? No, this is the reason why they're the way they are. I mean, I'm good. I give up. I'm just going to live life, be good as much as I can be, and forget about it. Because I was like, wow, these people, all they did were kill people, murder people, hate people, be jealous about people, envy people. Oh my God, it was so much in the story that some of it I couldn't even watch.
Yeah.
It was just incredible. So my whole program yesterday was almost about the Bible. I just was so overwhelmed about the whole, because when you go to Holy Land, yeah, you see the crucifixion and it really leaves a dent on you and you kind of always have it in your memory. But watching the Bible with the whole visual, and they really kind of get into it. I mean, there are a few things that they could have done a little better, in my opinion. I just thought, no, why are you expecting a lot from people? You shouldn't. You should just let people just be who they are, and that's it.
Well, it's the whole process of redemption. So if everybody was good, there would be nothing to redeem.
Wow.
But at the same time, we're acknowledging it, but we're also moving forward with trying to create more. But, as much, hate that's there, we all know love. Every parent.
There's a lot of love in the Bible too.
There you go. So every child, not every child, but most children know love from a parent.
Yeah.
Most parents have love for their children. And it's just a process of, that's why we say we're God's children. So we start from that love, but unfortunately that need for the love, because we're not loving ourselves, because we're looking for the love to come from somewhere
else.
That leads us to the all kind of, adulterations of love in terms of the violence and the hate.
Yeah, let's just go back a little bit. Industrially produced hamburgers. What on earth is that?
That's where you have these big factories, right? Who process meat. They put a lot of additives in the meat. So they put fillers and additives in the meat to stretch it out. As the preservatives to give it a longer shelf life. And that is definitely what you don't want. So if you can actually, again, I avoid meat. I mean, there are veggie burgers there. You can have so many other alternatives to meat. But if you're going to have meat, try and get it as local. Try and see it as something that, you know, was processed in front of you. Because you can go there and they'll grind up the meat for you.
Yes.
And then that will make your patties and then you enjoy your burgers.
Right. You mentioned there about veggie burgers.
Yes.
High in sodium. I used to eat them and I stopped because they're so high in sodium, and you know, I just figured it's not worth the time. And I'm sure a lot of other people are feeling that same vibe, that the veggie burgers, what are actually in them?
Well, and that's it. We have to check your brands. That the brands that are, you know, selling the mass-produced ones, but you like when you go into Whole Foods, you have the smaller brands that have a little bit more pricey product.
Right.
So again, you know, I am not one of those people who feel that salt is the killer that we've made it out to be.
Well, I hope it isn't.
Yeah. I feel that salt is something that shows up because it's in so many things, and when your body is unable to process the foods you eat, salt is one of the things that it stays in the body. So if you're healthy, eating the right amounts of sodium and salts, your body can process it. But it's not about avoiding salts completely. It's about maintaining the balance in your body so your body can process the salts and still maintain optimum health and wellness.
Okay, I must also tell you the good news that the first day I got off the program, which is Monday, I took my blood pressure and it was actually normal, and I haven't taken anything. So I'm just going to keep watching that. So that's good news for Rad Wellness. I must tell you that, you know, for me, I'm not telling anybody else to do that. This is just me, and I'm very disciplined. So not everybody's as disciplined as I am. So it certainly worked for me. I feel great. Yes, I felt, like I said, on the fourth day, I felt a little weak. And because of the sore throat thing, it kind of, you know, gets me not myself.
Sure.
But when I look in the mirror, I'm satisfied. I'm feeling good about that.
Good.
So that like overshadows the weak feeling or the sore throat or whatever goes with it, because I figure after your body kind of gets rid of whatever you were taking, then you will come back to a normal sense of who and what you are.
Yeah, and as I said, those feelings are a result of the detox. And what happens is that there are toxins that are locked away that get released into the body that cause you to feel a little bit uncomfortable. Headaches, rashes, sore throats. These things result from the release of toxins. So the toxin is in the body, but it's trapped inside, you know, either some kind of parasite, some kind in the organ. It's locked away,
right.
And then the detox opens it up and releases it, and unfortunately, it sometimes releases into the body. But as you continue with the detox, it clears that out, removes it from the body, and the health improves. So. Yeah, I'm glad you're feeling better now. I know the throat is still
a little raspy. It's still a little raspy. So I'm going to try to rest it as much as I can. I try not to do any talking. My mom calls me and she goes, okay, you don't have to talk. I just want to see if you're okay. So, all right, Dax. Well, before we go, I just want to remind folks that Dax will be back with us on Friday for Wow Friday, Big News Friday. And of course, he's on today, which is Wednesdays, And it's Wellness Wednesday. We talk about all the things that's good for you. If you miss the show, just go on my website, dianawrighttv.webs.com. Go to the bottom of the page and click on the YouTube icon, and you will see all the shows that you have missed, especially those that gives you information about making you a better you. All right? So we thank you so much for joining us. Any final words before you go, Dax?
You know, I want to encourage your viewers to be well, live well, and stay well, and just pay attention to themselves, to love themselves, and remember that, you know, it's not about getting things in the body. It really is about getting things out of the body that are affecting your wellness. And our 21-day detox does exactly that. And if you want more information, give me a call. I'll be happy to help.
All right. Just please remember to tell Vanya that I went Indian on Sundays, which I normally do. Most of the times we eat Indian food at least once a week. I didn't eat as much as I would normally have eaten. I didn't eat any of the rotis or anything like that. I just stick to the vegetables and the protein. And I tried the herbs that she recommended at the door because I actually looked for it.
Right.
So it was there and we had it. And, you know, at first my daughter didn't want to try it because she figures, oh, it's going to be bitter. But then the more you chew it, the better it seemed in your system. So tell her thanks for that tip. I appreciate it.
I will, for sure. Thank you.
All right. And thank you, and have a great time until I see you day after tomorrow. It's not going to be long. All right, dogs. Take care. I need a sidekick when my throat is not working. So I just don't know how I'll incorporate that sidekick thing. I'll have to just sit here and work the board while you talk. Okay? All right.
All right.
Okay, dogs. Take care and have a great day. All right. Okay. Well, we thank Dax for joining us this morning, and we thank you for joining us from around the world and in the United States. And we just remind you that you should love yourself. 3 little words: I love me. Please, on a daily basis, every morning you wake up, every evening, every time of day, whenever, please just keep that in mind. It's so easy for those 3 little words. And I told you all the things that love does for you. It provides you with happiness. It gives you hope. It gives you a reason to believe. It gives you joy. It gives you happiness. It gives you peace. It gives you healing, because when you know that the person taking care of you loves you, it encourages you to heal. And of course, love always makes you remember. You never forget good love. You never forget the person that loved you most. You never forget a friend that gave you a helping hand, and you knew it was coming from the heart and from the soul and from this place of love. So love, the most powerful emotion. Give it to yourself today. And thank you so much again for joining me. Don't forget, if you need to call me, it's 561-228-1921, 561-228-1921. And I must thank all the folks who missed me on Monday and called and wondered what happened to me. You see, I was having voice issues. But anyway, all things well. God is willing and able to heal all the time and take you back to optimum health. And as Dax said, when you're detoxing your body, you have to expect stuff like that to happen, because your body is not accustomed to being detoxed. So in the detox process, certain things happen to certain people. But when you look in the mirror and you see your body getting nice and slim and trim, and all the fatty things are disappearing and the little cellulites are disappearing, then you appreciate the detox process. So once again, we thank you so much for joining us today as we say adios, au revoir, and ciao. And remind you that if you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it's yours. If it doesn't, it was never yours. Have a great day. Have a blessed day. Stay prayed up and stay positive. Get out of the blue and come into the green. Simply, I love me.